Oh, sorry. I'm the Dad Panther, writing streamer, content creator, master of none, and this is going to be a review to the Prince of Egypt. This is a 1998 movie that came out from DreamWorks. And if you're first time here, we are the Critics Collective. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, repost, retweet, say whatever you want in the comment that's positive. Like, let us know what animated show or cartoon should we check out and do a review. I'm thinking right now, like not Finding Nemo, but Adventures in Neverland with Nemo. Let me know in the comments if you remember that movie. One of the quotes I can think of is "Pajama, pajama doesn't bother me," but maybe I'm saying that wrong. But anywho, so before we get into that, I just want to say, do you remember how it feels to have like that first sip of coffee or tea? You ever take where you're at? That's how this movie felt. Now, before I go deeper into that, I'm gonna go and jump in my first impressions. My first impressions, much like the Lion King, that you can check that we did recently, the review for that one that was 1994. I was too young to really have a first impression. Parents just drove, said, "Hey, get in the car, we're going to the movies," and after that, we're having pizza. So Chuck E. Cheese it is. So no first impressions. It was a cartoon. I'm just watching it. I'm not ready for the knowledge and the feels that they're going to give me as a kid, let alone what I'm going to feel when I get older and have my own kids in this world. Now, I will go ahead and read what IMDb has about this. Sometimes it's entertaining. Let's check it out for ourselves. Egyptian prince Moses learns of his identity as a Hebrew and his destiny become the chosen deliverer of his people. That's pretty spot on, 100% spot on. Give or take what you're reading on Sunday and all the days in between, from one to the next. That's pretty accurate. So for this one, I'll go ahead and jump into my highs and lows. I always start with the lows, work my way up. The lows that I have for this one is the cast. Probably the biggest one I would say is the cast. Now, it's similar to, go listen, if you want a little bit more detail, go take a listen to the review I did with Lion King. This is 4 years after the Lion King. It's not as successful as the Lion King, and I'll probably go into more detail why. But it's the cast doesn't fit the animation that they portray. It is an amazing cast. When you look at what this cast collectively or even individually, like, it's a hell of a cast. But I'm going to go into more of why just at this time, and maybe it's still going on, where sometimes it just doesn't fit. And so it's unfortunate because it does happen with this. Now, I'm not saying it changes anything on it, but I feel like if there's any place to take risk, to tell the story, to convey a certain presence of it, then animation is some of the best, where you don't need the biggest names to go ahead and convey and get the director to get that message out. But for this cast, like I said, Val Kilmer. I don't know why I'm saying his name wrong, but you've seen him. He's in everything. Michelle Pfeiffer's in it. It has a really good, Patrick Stewart is in it. Steve Martin is in it. You got a lot. James Avery, Uncle Phil is in it. Martin Short. You can't go. I was about to say you can't go anywhere with Steve Martin and Martin Short, but I got to do more stuff on them later. Sandra Bullock is in it. You also have Danny Glover is in it. So you have a great cast, and that's just off the top of my head. Now, I would also say, similar to what I said in Lion King, I feel like if your cast lined up better to what is on the screen, I think it opens the possibilities for companies to do more stories that kind of push the envelope and tell more representation, more diversity, if you would. So that's kind of what I, had there. Now, the good stuff I'll say again, the cast. It was a great cast for what they were doing. It sounds amazing. I don't think, even if you're young, you're not going to know who these people are for the most part. And that's what I meant by you could do this with animation. The music was amazing. The look, the animation, they actually called in people from multiple religions and spiritualities to tell this story as accurate as they could. And I thought that was great. This is a great movie to watch at certain times of the year. So Easter, Passover, fall, Christmas, like, if you're doing that, you get that vibe. And it's similar to like when you watch Die Hard at Christmas, or Harry Potter when the weather gets colder outside. Just certain things allow you to do that. Now, it did remind me of El Dorado, Tarzan, Emperor's New Groove, movies that I don't think get as much love and recognition, but their animation and their storyline is on point. I would love to see an Emperor's New Groove live action with some Easter eggs. I'm just saying. For this one, it didn't meet the mark as far as box office wise. It cost them 70 million to make this. They made a little bit over 250 maybe worldwide. But this movie, December 20th, actually nearly happy birthday to me. I didn't even know the date of this movie. It was number 2 in the box office, and it was up against You Got Mail, A Bug's Life, and Ants. This is the time where DreamWorks and Disney, it was like West Coast, East Coast Biggie Pac type stuff, Romeo and Juliet type of stuff back in the day. You can look it up, take my word for it. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and rate this. Before we rate this, I just want to say subscribe, click, follow, post, all that other great stuff. Please do. Now, we do this where it goes from 0 to 5 or 5 to 0, however you want to look at it, and put in the comments what you would rate The Prince of Egypt from 1998. Please don't make a remake of this movie that has a running time at about an hour and 39 minutes. Like I said, this is timeless. The score and the music and things of that nature just take this to a whole nother level. When I say a whole nother level, I'm going to tell you about the music. Okay, you have Hans Zimmer. Okay, Hans Zimmer, one of the legends, actually still, I think, going around touring. So he's not just doing music and scores for shows and movies and other entities. He's out there basically like a DJ out there just living his best life, just giving people music. You have Boyz II Men, you have Mariah Carey, you have Whitney Houston. Once again, the cast diversity situation here, but you see how that balances out. You have Casey and JoJo that are part of this. You have Steve Martin and Martin Short's legends in their own. Brian Mitchell is on it. Amy Grant is on this. And then I feel like I'm missing some other big name that's on here. I can't remember. Sorry about that if I can't. But the score was just as good as the songs that featured the cast or other artists in the music industry. And with that being said, I'm going to rate this a 5, similar to The Lion King, similar to Beauty and the Beast, and some of the other animated ones like Inside Out. This just stands the test of time, literally. Now, it's leaving Netflix shortly, and it'll probably be streaming on something else. Take a look and see if this is something that you want to watch if you've never watched it before. A lot of people don't know about this movie. They may know the songs that played on the radio because it does fall into that adult contemporary kind of vibe, especially When You Believe with Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. Classic song. Check that out and just play that for your little one when they get ready to go to sleep or something. Other than that, I mean, you could have been anywhere in the world and you chose to be here. And I greatly appreciate that. So I'm the Dad Panther signing off. Until next time, Kalika